This is Multiplaying, episode 28, recorded on Friday, March 26th, 2010.
No, it's not.
It is too.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
And you are listening to Multiplaying. That's all I'm going to say. Tonight we got Jason. Yeah, congratulations to you.
You are a winner. And you smell great, too.
Your computer worked today, so you're able to download it.
Today's going to be a good day. No shit in your pants.
Tonight we have Jason.
Hey.
Shannon.
Howdy.
Brian.
I was going to say howdy.
Well, think of something else, boy.
Quick. Make it. What?
Hi, Internet.
Hey, and Steve. That's me, the person
Howdy
talking.
was so much better.
Huh?
Howdy
I
was so
know.
We really peaked right there.
I really took it away from him there.
Podcast
Yeah, it was
goes
all
downhill.
folky and shit. I couldn't compete with it.
Thunder stolen.
So, Gameage, what have you been playing this week, Jason?
Mostly I've been playing Just Cause 2, which would earn the review score of bananas. That game's so crazy. I don't know. Have all of you? I know Steve, you've played the demo. Have you checked it out, Brian?
No, I haven't actually.
It's
I've
bananas. You've resisted? Yeah. It's probably a good move if you're trying to save some money, because that game is really, really good. I played the first one a little bit, and this one takes it up an incredible notch. I've been telling Shannon stories about what I've done in game, and she's really looked at me with disinterest. But you guys would think they were awesome. I don't think that happened. Like, for example, yesterday I hijacked this big military boat, and it's got these gun turrets on it. So I drive it out, and I just been exploring, and I find this big oil rig out in the middle of the water. So I hop out of the driver's seat into one of the turrets, and I start blasting away and blowing up the parts of the oil rigs. And apparently that's frowned upon by the government, and they come calling, and there's a couple of boats that come after me. And I'm driving around, and I'm hopping between the turrets in the driver's seat, and I'm taking them out, blowing them up, and then they send in a helicopter. So the helicopter's got like a guy on a minigun, and my ship starts to have flames on it. So it's about to blow up. So I jump out of the driver's seat, use my grappling hook, go onto the helicopter, kill the guy in the minigun, then go up to the pilot, throw him out, see another helicopter there, grapple hook to that one, throw the pilot out, hop in, use the helicopter, and blow up the oil rig. It was awesome.
That's Bruce Willis type shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is awesome. There's another scene, I'll just real quickly, where you're having to escort this guy, and I usually hate escort missions, but he's driving, I'm on top of the truck, and all these guys are coming at us, C-Y-M-I-N-G, and on motorcycles and trucks and shit, and I grappling hook from truck to truck, throwing them off, jump back to my truck, use my grappling hook, and a big addition with the grappling hook in this game, for people who played the first one, you can shoot something and then select another point and shoot the other end of the grappling hook to it. So I jump onto my car on top, I shoot a grappling hook onto one of the trucks following us, and then shoot it at like a pole that's planted in the ground, and the truck just flips and goes flying because it's now attached to
God.
that.
That is awesome. That's badass.
That game is crazy.
So I know nothing about the game, so I take it basically it's just mass destruction and.
Yeah, it's a sandbox GTA type of game, and the story's really dumb, and you're there to basically cause chaos into this Asian continent. You're trying to overthrow the government, and you're just fucking things up in order to do that. So whenever you blow up stuff that the government owns, you get chaos points, and then like this big bold letters that have like fire on them come across and say you've earned this much chaos. So everything you destroy is basically currency for you. And
that's cool.
There's cars, there's motorcycles, there are helicopters, there are jets. I was flying a jet yesterday, or it might have been today. No, it was yesterday. and I hear this music, and I look, and there are these two big balloons under, and they're attached to like, it looked like a sail barge. I was telling Steve it looked like Jabba's sail barge, and I go and I parachute out of the plane onto it, and it's like this. It's called a Mile High Club. It's this club in the air that's just like a dance club. And I go in there and kill all the bouncers, and then I've like taken control of it. It's insane.
Wow. Well, I was gonna ask, like, how much there is like missions and stuff. How much time are you actually spending doing the missions versus just going around fucking around?
I haven't done that many missions. I have no idea like what percentage I am done with the game, but I think I've put like 10 hours in the game so far. Most of it's been I go into I load up the game. In my little village that I'm in has a helicopter. I jump in the helicopter and go find shit to mess with.
Wow.
And I just took over an airfield as one of the missions, so now I have access to more planes and stuff.
Oh. Like, can you see the entire map? Because I know the map's supposed to be pretty big. I mean, can you tell how much of, like, portion-wise you've explored?
Yeah, it opens up a map as you take over an area, and you kind of have influence over an area, so you can always pull up your PDA and see where you are and see how big it is. And when you get, yeah, I know. when you get in a helicopter or plane and you get up in the sky, the view is awesome. I mean, it's huge. And I've only really been on the one main island, and it's probably like a quarter of the game that I've really only looked at so far. But it's cool, and if you play in the GTA where it kind of sectioned things off, you had like a bridge that would be out, and you'd have to do so many missions to open it up. This isn't like that at all. You can go anywhere, it seems like, and seems to be tons of Easter eggs. Like some of the stuff I've found, there are little islands out there that I bet just have weird shit on them. And some of the message boards I've seen people finding stuff, it's bananas. The game is crazy. That game is what. It reminded me a lot of Mercenaries and Mercenaries 2, and how disappointed I was with Mercenaries 2. This is like what that should have been.
Oh, okay.
The only thing, I wish it had some sort of co-op like Mercenaries 2 did.
Right.
Because that would be crazy, but it's a very good game.
You got it on the PC, right?
Yeah, I talked to you a little bit about it, and I tried the PS3 demo, and it looks so much better on the PC. But it's Vista or Windows 7 only, no XP.
Does it come out for Xbox 360 as well?
Yep, yeah. And PS3, yep. So, yeah, very good game if any of you are into the sandbox, open world type games. And I like GTA games, but I've never finished one, and I usually get tired of them. But this, I don't know. I bet I'll finish. It's fun just to get and dick around. And the missions aren't as fun as just dicking around, but they seem pretty good so far.
Right, and even if you don't, like, quote-unquote finish it, like, mission-wise, that's one of those games that you can just have on there and, like, you know what? Dicking around and Just Cause 2 for a half hour sounds fun right now.
Yeah, and like I said, the story's not that great, so you don't have that drive in you, but when I start it up, I just want to go see what's around and fuck shit up and see how much heat I can get on me and if I can survive, and the grappling hook just makes that game incredible. I mean,
the parachute.
Yeah, and the parachute. You have like limitless parachutes that you could just pull at any point.
Yeah, when you detach it or whatever, it just kind of disappears. Like it kind of fades out from your view, and then it's not there anymore. It's like, okay.
There was one thing I heard on the Giant Bombcast that I had to try because it just proves how bananas this game is. I took a jet up as high as I could go, parachuted off. I mean, not parachute, jumped out, never pulled the parachute, and as I hit the ground, I used my grappling hook to just grapple to the ground, and apparently that like negates all gravity because I totally lived.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to download that demo. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's
a great demo. It just gives you a timer. It says here's 30 minutes and here's a portion of it, and just do whatever you want. It's really cool.
And you can start the timer over again. You can start the demo over, so you can at least go back in and do that. You just got to go through the whole like opening sequence thing, which was kind of annoying. That woman's voice is just gets on the nerves.
The acting is on par with that the rest of the way. But
oh god.
But that's not why you're playing that game.
No,
so.
not at all.
No,
but playing anything else?
Warhammer. I've been having a lot of fun still in T1 and T2. I've been playing Destro now and Order some. Oh.
See, I've been playing too. What's up?
I heard you were playing, but I heard it from a website.
You did hear it from a website.
I saw it on a website. What website was that?
It was the Warhammer Herald.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
That is pretty awesome. The Warhammer Herald actually linked to my post saying that I was back to war. So that is pretty cool. I thought that
Yeah.
was, I actually was surprised at that. I was actually just going in to check the website numbers for the day and see the links, like if like any surprise links, which we never get any surprise links, but today we did, and it was
Surprise,
awesome.
someone's reading it.
I was like, holy crap! It's like from the Mythic site. That's awesome.
Has there been a big upswing in traffic, or?
There seems to really be. I don't know what if I'd call it a big upswing, but at least when you look at the aspect that there are bloggers coming back to the game, there are people that are like either never played the game before and starting blogs, or people that have been playing, or people that once played and coming back and starting blogs. I mean, they really got this like new community push all of a sudden because people are trying the endless trial out. And the one thing that actually got announced today that was just awesome is you no longer have to buy a box for the game to be able to sub. You can get an endless trial key and sub off of that. So it makes it even easier to get into the game right now and check it out. So
Yeah, that really is a smart move on their part. I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, there's more value in getting people into the game and enjoying it and making sure that everybody else who's in the game enjoys that rather than just getting the extra bit of money for the box.
Yeah, I mean, just the thing I'm taking away from it, though, I mean, I've only been able to put a handful of hours in it this week because I'll get into my games later, but I see it as a really good thing. I mean, from all the bad downswing that game had and the bad press, I mean, we even have been pretty negative on it because we had soaked so much time into it. To see them have any sort of turnaround like this is just amazing to me.
Yeah, I thought it was dead in the water for sure. And I mean, by no means is it out of it, but it's got more life in it than I thought it would at this point.
And the part of the game that we all had major issue with, or I know I did, I haven't gone back to yet. So the T4, I don't know.
Right.
I've kind of Mark has made some posts and said that he's really enjoying some of the changes that have happened and some of the rumors of not rumors, but when they talk about expansions and what some of us have been saying on the multiplaying boards of, it would be cool if this happened or this happened. That is what kind of put me over the edge of trying it, but I'm having so much fun in T1 and T2 that I'm in no rush to get there, and that was the part of the game that was great. So
Yeah. I don't think we ever complained about tier 1 and 2. We always
No,
had a
that
really
was-
good time.
Like I had said before a long time ago, I had gone through the game for most of my time with blinders on because I only had got my Iron Breaker into tier 4 a month before I decided to kind of quit. I had been playing it for like 6 months solid, like loving it, and then I finally broke into tier 4 and kind of was like, oh, this is not, everything else is so much more fun, and then I kind of faded out of it. But yeah, everything else up until that point was great. And
It's
just
funny
what
how...
they-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
what they can do to change that from now on is what's intriguing me. I want to know what they're going to do, especially with the rumors of expansions.
What's funny for me is that it just seemed like everybody at one time had that sort of inkling, like, and then I don't know who it was who voiced it first, but somebody said, I've been thinking about war, and then everybody came out of the closet. It's like, yeah, I've been thinking about it too.
Jason and I had that moment together, together, the same week. I admitted to him, I resubbed, and he had to confess to me he resubbed. But
which was totally dumb because we could have referred each other and gotten.
yeah, I was like, damn it. But the nostalgia's been great too. That's always fun to run around and go, oh yeah, this is kind of cool.
See,
And
I'm
the
still...
endless trial. I think the endless trial was a big part of it because it's great for new people, but that's how I went back. I'm like, I'm gonna try out that endless trial, and there's so much action in T1 that it really got that inkling into me. It's worth it for a month or two for me to go back and try out T2 and T3, and I think people's expectations are a lot lower and a lot more realistic than it was at launch, and I think some people going back will be a lot happier than they were before. Not everybody, and like I said, I haven't done T4, but the endless trial was a smart move on their part.
I think part of it is, I mean, a lot of us have almost been on a like pilgrimage, if you will, that we've gone on to all these other MMOs since we left War, and we're going back to it. It's almost a realization that, you know what, it's got problems, sure, but it's really not that bad.
It's like
There's
the ex-girlfriend who still puts out.
yeah, it's the sweet booty call.
You know what? All the other ones are crazy too.
I
I
can
just
ignore
don't look
the
at her in her
halitosis.
eyes.
I can ignore the halitosis.
Yeah, if I don't look at her straight in the face, or if I'm really drunk.
Turn those lights down dark.
It's no, you know what it is. It's the end game you fear, but you know we're saying we're not going to marry her this time.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
See, I can't find it in me to keep playing it though without some kind of like guild around me.
I
And
know.
because we're so,
That's
so
tough.
scattered. Yeah,
Right.
I get in there for a half hour and I'm like, meh.
Meh. Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't
just-
even found a guild yet. I'm
Me
still
neither.
actually
Neither.
torn whether I'm going to do Destro or Order. I don't know. Part of me's like, you know what? I'm playing a bunch of other games at the same time, so maybe I should just put what time I have into my Iron Breaker and get them to 40. But at the same time, I was playing so much Order before, I kind of want to play Destruction. So I don't know.
I'm good either way.
I'm playing Destro.
There's,
See,
I'm loving the engineer and I'm loving the squig herder playing again. So
I'm liking the Black Orc so far, but it's very early. So
I think I'm just gonna wait and see if you guys stick with it and then plan somewhere
Smart.
together.
Listen.
Very smart.
Yeah, and if that happens, I'll join in. But until then, I think I'm gonna wait because for me, without that community around it, it just doesn't do it for me. But
if anyone
you guys-
knows of a really good guild on Volkmar
Destro
Destruction,
Guild on Volkmar. If you'll take a few people that will probably be gone in about a month, you know, let us know.
let's know.
This
but
is
we'll
pretty
entertain
much-
you for that month.
Yeah.
sweet,
yeah.
sweet booty call with 3 of us. There you go. But yeah,
I've got
we're in
a level 11 squig herder, and I've got some squigs.
I have a 37 witch elf. I really want to get to 40.
I have a 40
wow.
witch elf and a 37 doc.
I have a 22 or 24 Marauder.
Well, I think I have a 25 zealot, and then the rest are all lobies.
I have a 32 Blight Wizard.
I'm sure everybody's really, really interested in all the characters
Yeah,
that we
we'll
have.
probably just go ahead and
Write them
that
down.
out.
Anyway.
So if you want to know all of the characters that we have, write in to multiplaying@gmail.com. Is that all you've been playing, Jason?
Yes, pretty much.
All right.
What's he
Shannon.
drinking?
Oh yeah, I am totally screwing that over. What have you been drinking, Jason?
I'm drinking Boddingtons.
Boddington.
Yeah,
Yay.
with the sweet can. But I'm not. It's in the glass because that's what you do. You open them. You open the can, and the can, for anyone who doesn't drink Boddingtons, a word of warning: that shit explodes when you open it. Pretty much. I mean,
every time.
you
Like
gotta open
slow-mo explosion?
it. You gotta open it over a
You gotta,
sink.
yeah, you just gotta crack it.
It's like a money shot.
Yes,
Yes.
it gets all excited. And
The
it's
Peter
like, oh.
North.
So what you been playing, Shannon? Or if you want to talk more about War, go ahead.
No, actually, I haven't been playing too much War because I've been neglecting my PC,
What?
and I've been playing KOTOR on the Xbox.
Oh shit.
And I made my own Xbox 360 account and did my little avatar girl and everything, and she rocks. And made a friends list. I was like, I have friends, and I've sunk about 25 hours into KOTOR on the Xbox 360. And the only bad part is that I'm really annoyed with is you get no achievement points on the 360 for playing original Xbox games.
Oh yeah, that is an original Xbox.
Yeah, so I have 0 points even though I've been playing the crap out of it. And it's like, hey, give me some points, bastards. And the other thing, my iPhone, I have been draining my battery like crazy. Like I'm having to recharge my phone like at least twice a day, if not 4 times, because Plants vs. Zombies is awesome.
Oh, is it good?
On the iPhone,
So good.
Yeah.
buy it,
I haven't-
buy it,
I
buy
haven't-
it, buy it.
It's like $3 on the iPhone, and that's a $20, I think, PC game. It is so good.
Wow.
It's fun. Yeah, I find myself like sneaking off for my breaks at work to play it.
Taking really long dumps.
Well, I can't do it right at my desk because then it looks like I'm just playing
Well, no, you
games
don't want to take a dump
like
at your desk.
No. That's,
So I have
that's
to, like,
frowned
go-
upon.
And I don't want to go to the break room because then people want to talk to you. So I have to like sneak off to one of the study rooms in the library so I can use my break to be antisocial and play Plants vs. Zombies.
Just scatter a bunch of books and papers around like you're doing something.
With my iPhone.
Yeah, we'll hide it in, like cut out a section of a book or something.
Maybe. Oh, and I got some really cool...
That's a good idea for church. Cut a hole in the Bible.
I got some really cool Skull Candy earbuds, and they're like a savior because the iTunes ones that come with your iPhone
Those
or your
suck.
iPod thing, they're too big and they hurt my ears, so I never used them. So I always end up using these like 1980s style headsets. and the Skull Candy ones, they're like this flexible rubber, and so they conform to your ear size, and they block out also like almost all the other noise. I mean, fairly well. So they're awesome. I have a much better relationship with everyone I work with now.
Because you're not cursing as much because of the pain?
Well, no, just because I can't hear what they're talking about.
Oh.
I just smile and nod.
You don't feel like you have to get involved anymore?
Yeah, like, good for you. Okay, have a good weekend.
Been playing anything else in the old Xbox?
No, I have a to-do list.
No?
My to-do list is KOTOR, Mass Effect 2, Fable 2, and then I'm switching over to the PS3 to do Uncharted 2, and then I want to play some Dragon Age, but I'm not sure what platform I want to play that one on yet. And then...
There's no end then after Dragon Age.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll just stop there. But yeah, that's the end of my list, really, because I'm not much of a console gamer, but I'm like, KOTOR I'm really liking, and I want to try... I obviously want to get into Mass Effect 2, but I can't do Mass Effect on the PC. It's just... I think it's the controls because I can't do KOTOR on the PC either. I just can't get into it. But is it just something about the setting that I'm in or what? But I like it. I like the experience much more in my living room.
See, I wonder if that's going to change, though, when you go to Mass Effect 2, because it turns more into a shooter.
I don't know.
I don't know. You might prefer it on the PC. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't get through Mass Effect on the PC.
No?
No. I just can't.
Neither can I.
I've uninstalled it.
Out of spite.
No, not out of spite. I just can't. I don't know. I can't get through KOTOR on it either. I don't know what it is. Well, don't you guys have certain type of games you like on certain platforms?
Yeah, mine's more general, though. I like racing games and action games. Yeah, on the console, I would much prefer to play them on there. I'd say like Just Cause 2 was probably the first game that kind of was riding a fence for me, that I thought that I would prefer the controls on the console because of the type of game, but I ended up that from the demos that I played, I liked it on the PC more. But I thought that was probably because it was more of a shooter. But yeah, I mean, more generalized though, like definitely I can't play a racing game on the PC.
My problem with the PC is there's so much to do. When I'm looking at the PC, it's like, well, I should check my Facebook. Well, I should go through and do my farm bill. Well, I should go... And the next thing I know, like, well, I should play an hour, of one of the MMOs I'm telling people I'm playing. And then by the time, like, you're like, okay, now I'm going to play this RPG. Oh, I've had, an hour-long conversation with so-and-so and done all this other stuff, and, it's time for bed. Whereas when I sit down in the living room, it's just me and that game.
The multitasking is feeding your ADD.
I think so. Like, there's too much for me to do on my PC. I'm too connected on my PC to the point where I can't just, block everything else out.
The siren call of porn doesn't exist on a console.
Right. Well, actually, it does. Did you guys hear about Game Crush?
Oh, God. Hey, if you want a...
$8 and something like for 10 minutes, and you can pay to play an Xbox 360 game with a real girl. It's not me. I'm not involved in that.
It might not be a real pretty girl, but
no.
it's a girl.
Oh my God! I was showing my friend Amber at work because she has an Xbox 360 too, and we were friending each other, and I showed her the article, and she's like, "Okay, they're like billing these girls as attractive." And they showed some of the pictures. She's like, girl, if those girls are attractive, we are the stuff.
Yeah, those women are whores.
Well, the one wasn't even a girl.
What? It wasn't?
No.
Oh, God, I masturbated to all of them. I'm just kidding.
All of them.
No.
There's one. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some that are attractive girls, but yeah, there was the one. I was like, okay, that's not a girl.
Oh wow. I saw for the first couple pictures and kind of went, and then just scrolled down to the bottom.
You were finished at that point.
Yeah, I was done. I had
That's all
nothing
you
left.
needed. Save yourself $8.
I know. Thank you. Putting that
I
money
was
back in my
telling-
pocket.
I was telling someone at work about it, and I go, yeah, it's like $8 for like 10 minutes. They're like, wow. So like, what do you do? Like, how much? Geez, an hour. Blah blah. I'm like, I don't think anyone needs porn for an hour. Like, I doubt someone's gonna use up the full 8 minutes. Or
I wonder how much they're going to get harassed by people on there.
I know, because your friend list and all that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's crazy.
Yeah, you would have to have a separate account just for doing that for work reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the girls get 60% of the commission. So
Jeez, their pimps get the other percent.
Yeah.
I think, well,
I wonder their
the
avatars.
company that does the
Big
hookup, yeah, I think they get the profit deal.
Wow.
It's not a community service.
They're volunteering their time.
But my guess
Court
is
ordered.
that you're using a webcam and you're using a microphone. You're not really playing a video game. I mean, you're not just
Yeah.
like okay, seriously, just we're just gonna play some Halo together. I would assume there's other activities going on there.
Probably.
Bagel.
Or is there like a big fetish for just playing with chicks?
Yeah, probably.
Weird.
We should pay the chick and just I just want to play Kung Fu Panda.
Come on, mini ninjas now.
Tell her, could you just shut up? No, seriously, just play.
God, and then give her block her, give her bad feedback for no reason.
They're like, no, really, I just want to play. I just have no friends. Can you just play this game with me?
Order for harassing.
The
There's
breasts were distracting me.
Well, that reminds me, there was a pretty famous Craigslist ad, and it was this dude who actually I've got I don't know if I should read it here, but basically
Is it the Star Wars costume?
No, it's,
Oh.
Do you love to play Super Mario Brothers on the classic Nintendo system? Do you like to get tagged from behind while you do it? This is the poster. Jesus. And then he details out,
Keep going.
Yeah, go on.
for instance, this is further down. When you reach the end of level 1, make sure to trigger the
Oh, it's
fireworks. This is vital to the entire experience. I must hear the fireworks. When level 2 begins and Mario walks into the pipe, I will penetrate you. You may say things
Oh
like
my
more,
God!
harder, yes, fuck me, but nothing else. I will continue having sex until the level ends. Do not take the secret level skip. If you die, I will put out and spank you until the level restarts.
Wow.
That's
I
a
don't know.
sexy game.
Yeah, Mario just got way hot.
Not to get it totally off topic, best Craigslist ad I ever saw was one for a Halloween costume. This guy wanted to go as Chewbacca to a series of Halloween parties, but he was wanting to get a double amputee to dress up as C-3PO so he could wear him on his back.
I remember that.
That's not cool.
That's not cool, but it's kind of funny.
I did.
Is that all you've been playing, Shannon?
Uh-huh.
I'm probably going to cut all that out.
Aw.
Or not. I don't know.
I
Brian?
know some of that stuff you think you're gonna cut out on a re-listen. You're like, nah, I'm leaving that in.
That's pretty good stuff. I'm going to leave that. So, Brian, what you been playing?
Oh wait, what's Shannon drinking? What's going on with the drinking thing?
Shit. I suck at this.
It's
Shannon.
just the Boddingtons. Yeah, nothing.
Same.
I love Boddingtons, but it's all right if you forget it because Jason pretty much covers it.
All right. But you don't always drink the same thing, though.
That's true.
But Brian! Hi, Brian.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. What you drinking?
I'm drinking a Guinness from a magic can as well. Although I didn't get the money shot.
You don't have the Peter North Guinness?
No. It's just I can't think of anybody who's impotent right now off the
Wow.
top of my head. It was just a normal Guinness. I've been playing tons of stuff actually since I was last on. I went back to Aion
Yeah, tell us
there.
about that.
Yeah, I've been there for about, I guess, just over 2 weeks now. This time I decided to try out the other side, the Asmodean side, and I joined up with one of the guilds that I guess you guys used to also sort of be a part of. What were they called? Children of the Sun at the time?
Children of the New Sun. Yep.
There we go. And now they're called the Muppeteers. Yeah, I'm having a good time in that. It's amazing the difference between the Asmodean side and the Elios side in terms of just the environment. Like, when I started the game originally, way back when it launched, I just had the feeling that the Asmodean side was going to be kind of desolate and blah, and that the Elios side was going to be lush and green and beautiful because they had the sun. And no, not at all. I got so tired in my first round of Aion with desert after desert after desert. It just, brown was the only palette you saw for the first 30 levels, and I got tired of it. But on the Asmodean side, it's like beautiful. It gets greener, and there's always lots of color. I don't understand how they managed to do that.
Why are they so angry on that side?
Yeah, what's their deal? Why are they so moody?
Because they were.
They got tails.
They got
Hairy
back.
back.
Yeah, that's true.
You bang a girl with a hairy back, you're gonna be moody.
So I'm having fun with that. I
Good.
don't know how long it'll continue.
With
With
banging
the hairy
girl.
back?
With the hairy back, no. With Aion.
Really digging that.
I don't know how long it'll last though. I mean, after I think I'm 20. No, actually, 30. No, 27. That's right. I'm 27. I don't know. Yeah, that was a pretty big range of levels there. I jumped back and forth on. I'm about 27. I don't know how much longer I'll last. I'm already starting to get a little bit bored as the grind is starting to kick in. But
That should be going. That should be like saying that with every MMO. I don't know how long this is going to last.
yeah, exactly.
Don't buy anything we tell you to buy, except for Plants vs. Zombies on the iPhone.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting a guild.
Never go to any guild we say we're sorry. Oh, man.
Next week on our Plants vs. Zombies cast.
That's why
Green
we're
plants.
multiplaying.
Is that right?
Yeah, you know what? It's still a good game, and they're gonna address the grind apparently. And like this weekend, they're having a double XP weekend, and they have those pretty regularly. And they had one, I guess, just over 2 weeks ago, and it was like the turnout was huge. So it seems to be working for the people who are subscribed. But yeah, until they really address it with some more quests, I don't know if I'll be able to stick around. I'm gonna try though. I like the PvP. I've been ganked a few times now, and it happens a lot more frequently now than it did when we first started playing, because there are lots more high-level people who are bored and are looking for something to do. But the great thing is if you call it out into general chat, a lot of times people will show up to help clear them out. So that's kind of cool. I also started actually just last night playing Torchlight again.
It's on sale for $5.
$5. If you don't have Torchlight by now, and of
Then
course it's
fuck
going to be
you.
too late. Yeah, fuck you first of all.
I don't
And
have
so
Torchlight.
you
Fuck
should
you.
get it. Even if you have like an
I
hour.
have a list.
Well, then buy it quick.
And then the other thing is, Pal gave me an Xbox 360 last week.
I want your
Gave
friend.
you
What's
or
your
what?
gamer tag?
I don't have Xbox Live yet. I have
Did he
to.
give it to you, or did he lend it
It's-
to you?
I don't
Well-
understand.
So I was over at his house, and he said, "Hey, dude, have you seen God of War 3 yet?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have a console." He's like, "Oh, right." And then we were on our way out, and he was like, "Yeah, I bought this Dance Dance Revolution for my wife, and she doesn't want it. She's not interested in it at all." And I was like, "Oh, well, my wife really wanted to try that out." And he's like, "Well, take it." And I'm like, "Well, it's for the Xbox 360. Like I said, I don't have a console." And he's like, "Well, I've got an Xbox 360. I haven't turned that on in like 2 years. Well, just take it." And I was like, "Oh, I can't do that." And he goes, No, just take it and have some fun with it and bring it back when you're done." The next time I talked to him, he said, "By the way, I don't need that back. My wife is happy it's out of the house."
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he loaded me up with Halo 3, Gears of War, which I tried both of those, and they're pretty fun. And Burnout Paradise, which is
That's
awesome.
a great game.
Yeah, my wife even likes it. It's the
Oh, wow.
first time I've seen her play a game for longer than 5 minutes, and she was really enjoying it.
Because that's just like dicking around in cars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you played that one a little bit, Shannon.
What was that?
Burnout Paradise.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was just like chaos. That was like where you went to the construction
Yeah.
site in the pit and just tore up. Yeah, I like that.
Just dicked around, yeah.
It's got a great soundtrack.
Yeah, the problem with games like that is I never remember the names. Like fighting games and like those kind of sandbox games, like they're
Just
just
call it
very
dicking around in
Yeah.
cars.
dicking around games. Yeah,
We
they're
need
just
to
very
make-
generic to me.
The multiplaying game, dicking around, and it's just... Yeah.
Everything.
So
We'll
I
get
do
bored
wanna-
with it after a month.
I do have to get Xbox Live going now. On the system, he had downloaded one of the arcade games, which was Galaga, which we loved when we were kids. I've known this guy for 30 years, so it was amazing to find it on there, and I probably played that for a full hour as well.
With this like $300 game system, I'm playing Galaga.
That's such a great game, and it brings back so many memories.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's like
yeah.
me with Food Fight, though. I can't wait for somebody to put Food Fights on something that I can play.
I don't know Food Fight.
Oh god, it's best game ever. Best game ever. It is. Do we need a synopsis for anyone that has not played Food Fight?
Yeah, I've never played. But
Okay. Okay. Food Fight was on the. It was in the arcade, and they put it on the Atari 2600. And what it is, you start on the left side of the screen as this little boy. On the right side of the screen, there is an ice cream cone. The ice cream on the top of the cone is slowly dripping away. The point is you need to get to it as fast as you can, and the faster you get to it, the more points you get. Between you and the ice cream cone is piles of food. There are various food types like watermelons, bananas, lettuce, etc., etc. You need that food from the piles to fight off the chefs that pop out of these holes in the ground and come after you. If you walk over the pile, you automatically pick up that food, and then you can push the button and aim in any like 180 or 360 degree direction and throw it at the chefs. If you hit one, it takes them out, but they can keep popping up through the holes. So it's like a weird whack-a-mole type. It's this bizarre game that there's nothing really else like it that I can describe it against. But it is just pure fun, and it's one of those old Atari games that never ends. It just gets faster and faster. And-
yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is like seriously, like once I start playing it, I'm just hooked, and I probably bust out my Atari about once a year so I can play it. It is amazing.
Oh, I have memories of like between Pac-Man and Centipede, like as a child even like having to uncurl my fingers from the controller because by the time, you got to like all your guys used up, it was so long and so intense and everything was going so crazy that your hand was like frozen.
Yeah.
You had that grip of death.
Yeah.
I like the old Star Wars vector graphic one.
Oh
You
yeah.
Run on the Death Star.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Awesome. That's
So anyway, aside from
Breaking game news.
exactly.
from the 1980s.
So yes, as soon as I get an Xbox Live account going, I'll make sure to post my tag and stuff. And
You know that like your Windows Live ID and your Xbox Live ID is like one and the same.
Yeah.
If you
I-
have a Windows Live
I
ID.
do not. So I'll have
And then
to
because they just did they just launched what was it, Game Room,
The
and you
Game
can
Room, yeah.
play you can play cross-platform. Like someone could be playing on their PC and you can play on the Xbox, right? That's the theory.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't actually tried it
Something. I don't know.
yet. Yeah, but the games like are kind of like arcade games right now.
I know
but,
you can do the one thing that if you have a Windows Live account, you like on the Game Room thing, you can buy it for just one of either the Xbox
Yes.
or the Windows version, or you can buy the version like as $1 or $2 more that you can play it anywhere. If you're on a PC or if you're on an Xbox, it'll open it up on either place. So
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
but it's like a couple
All
bucks
games
more.
should do that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, just some sort of a nominal fee to have it on multiple platforms.
Right. Why do I have to have KOTOR purchased on my PC and then go rebuy it again for 360? Because I decided I would just, like want to sit in my living room that day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can understand like a sort of service fee to cover like, I don't know, some whatever costs that might come out of pocket to make sure that, you have it for that. But, you don't need to pay full price over again. And think of all the goodwill it would give. We'd probably cut down on pirating too.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of people probably have the attitude like, no, I bought it once. I'm not buying it again. Where can I get it?
Exactly.
You been playing anything else, Brian?
That and a little bit of War. So that's about it.
Just the endless trial stuff.
Actually, it's funny. I did go through the whole subscription thing. I put in my credit card information because I had the 10 free days. And then yesterday I was looking at it and going, I'm just not going to play this very much. So I canceled before the 10 days were up. And if I decide to keep going, I'll just do the endless trial.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What about you, Steve?
What about me? What's up?
Oh, you play games now?
I do play games sometimes.
What you
Occasionally.
got going?
When I get time. Been playing a lot of crap, but mostly just a couple things, so I'll just skim over the 2 or 3 things that I've briefly played. But Fat Princess, a little bit, I played last night. I hadn't played it in forever, but I saw that they were updating it with a couple maps yesterday, so I went ahead and jumped on there to check it out. It's still, like, that game is good, and it's fun, but it still has, like, some, like, network jankiness to it that I would have thought they would have had that figured out by now.
Yeah, what a bummer, because that game's got such potential.
It's such a great game, but like as soon as there's more than like 4 or 5 like actual human players on it, it just seems to get kind of laggy. Like especially noticeable like when you jump from the catapult in the game, there's like this this lag to where you're actually moving and shit. I don't know. I wish they could get that stuff figured out because if you could get full on like nothing but humans versus humans, it would be a crazy ass game.
Yeah, that makes me really doubt that the PSP version will work because that's supposed to have infrastructure online too.
They're making a PSP version.
Yeah, it comes out like in a month or so.
Holy crap! I didn't know that. That's wow. But other than that, I played a little bit of Global Agenda, but I haven't been playing it too much because of another game. But before I get onto that game, I did want to say, I made a note on here to say, congrats to Tony. Tony, a.k.a. McGurk, in our Hot Mess guild, or agency, excuse me, hit 50.
Holy crow.
Yeah. Dude has been rocking that game.
Oh my god.
Man, he's serious business.
I know. I got on, I think it was earlier this week or last week, and I saw that he was 48, and I was just astonished. I was like, who's this 48 level person on here? Holy crap, it's Tony. But yeah, and just then like a couple days later after that, he hit 50, so congrats, man. That is amazing. So keep waving our banner, you solo person, you.
He's the wubby.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
he is totally our wubby.
For those that don't know, Wubby is still I think he's the sole member of the original Circle of Trust Guild where, like, a lot of the, core multiplayers first met back in Dark Age of Camelot, and he's still rocking it.
Yep.
So that's
playing
the
a
Wubby.
scout, isn't he?
Yes.
Man.
He's a bad man.
God
He's
bless him.
crazy. I love you, Wubby. I've never talked to you, but I love you. But mostly, we already kind of talked about War, been playing that, but mostly what I've been playing, what I have soaked probably 16 or 17 hours into since I bought it last weekend, is Battlefield Bad Company 2. That game is rocking my world. I am totally addicted to it, and that's part of the reason why I have not really been playing any Global Agenda, because it's really giving me my pick up and play, quick, kill some people feel, but I'm just totally enamored with it. It's got levels on it for characters. What they did, the unlock system in that game is what's really, I think, consuming me, is because it seems like if you jump around on the classes, there is always a weapon that you're just about to unlock if you just play a little bit more. So, I mean, I found myself in the first couple nights that I was playing it staying up way too freaking late because I was getting these new weapons like every other mission that I was playing. It was just, I love it.
Yeah, I've been playing that too, and Just Cause 2 kind of took a bite out of that, but I totally plan on going back to that. I love that game. That's a great game.
Yeah, I do. My one story I have to share with that, I don't remember if I even told you about it, Jason, but I was playing with my buddy Josh, and I don't remember if he was actually on at the time, but when I jumped off, I had typed to him the story. I felt like freaking James Bond. It was amazing. I was playing as a sniper in this one mission, and on the rush style missions, which the rush, basically like anybody that's played Battlefield in the past knows like the standard conquest thing, that there's these objective points that you have to go to and capture, and the longer that you hold them, the more points, or the faster your enemy's points drain, or the more your points stay up or raise to the cap in order to win the match. Well, they introduced one called Rush, and on Rush, there is basically 2 objective points which the offensive side has to go in and attack and destroy these little like communication stations. After both of those are destroyed, there's 2 more that opens up, so it just keeps on pushing down this line, and it feels more like an actual battle, that you're actually fighting over something and there's a line being pushed or defended against. That's what I'm really, really enjoying at the game. I cannot play any other mission type right now because that one's just awesome. But there was one that, the one that made me feel badass was I was playing as a sniper and I was just kicking ass anyways, but I saw that yeah! I saw that they had planted a explosive on one of the communication stations, so I ran over to it so I could see if I could defuse it in time. And when
Not on my watch. That's what you yelled too, right?
Yeah, it got all slow, and there was an American flag waving behind me in the background. But I ran into the hut that they were in planting the bomb, and right as I ran in, I saw there was a guy in a corner reloading his gun, and there was another guy running out the back door. So I ran after the guy that went out the back door, and I pulled out my knife and stabbed him in the back of the head. And then I turned around because I had my sniper rifle out. I quickly pulled out my sidearm, my pistol, and as the guy just finished reloading, I shot him with my pistol, took him down, ran over, defused the bomb, and ran back away. And it was like so freaking smooth and badass. It was just awesome.
Did you yell, what?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, yeah! It was amazing. It was just the most epic thing that I've ever done in like a first-person shooter, and it was just...
And then you logged off and you went and shit and went to bed.
Yeah, I did.
That's really, in the grand scheme of things, that was one of the highlights of your life.
I can die now.
Sounds awesome, though.
Yeah. But pretty much playing that, and that is about it.
What do we talk about now?
Yeah, I don't know.
After what we do, that's all we care about, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't
Covered
know
a lot of news, though.
we did cover a lot of stuff. I didn't know if we wanted to talk about the Old Republic a little bit. And the fact that BioWare's come out and said that they need 1 million subs to break even on the game.
2 million.
They need 1 million subs to break even. They want 2 million subs to pull a profit.
Yipes.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Oh, yeah. There was something... Oh, there were like 3 things, too. Oh, and... hang on one second. Give me time to open this. Of course, it's going to wait. Oh, yeah. There's the weird, crazy countdowns, too, popping up on the other sites.
Yeah, what was that? I couldn't open it from work what you posted on the forums.
It just goes, it's counting down, and people have figured out it's counting down to March 29th, and they've announced, like, it's community-related, but they haven't said why. And then there was a weird find of the day there. There's a website, launch.swator.com, exists, and no one understands why. You try your login that, from, the official, site for the game, and it's not the same thing. So that's weird. And then the other news I read over the week was that Jennifer Hale is confirmed to do Star Wars The Old Republic voice work.
Bastila and female shepherd, Lady
There you
Shepherd.
go. I knew
I
he'd
was going
know.
to ask if she was related to Saxton Hale.
I knew Jason would know.
Yeah,
He's in love with Bastila, or her voice anyway.
I like snotty bitches.
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
want to test it, though.
Yeah, I don't really either. I mean, I probably will want to if I ever got the chance, but yeah, with so much disappointment in other games, you think back
Remember Star Wars Galaxies? That was just so awful. But
I love Star Wars Galaxies.
I was going to say this.
I know people
If you take 5 people, 4 people hated Galaxies, and there's always one dude who loved it.
No, it was just, for me, it was just a major disappointment, so.
I just, That's what I guess what's concerning me with the whole sub thing that they're saying they want 2 million subs with the game, and that's to come out of the box and say that, especially I don't know, for me, from what I've seen of the game, it looks good, but at the same time it looks kind of janky from everything it's saying. And yes, it's still a year away at least, but man, that's high expectations.
Well, that leaves so much open to interpretation. 2 million, like, annually? Is that what they're saying? They want, like, not people like,
I
like
thought it
Warhead
was just
who...
2 million box sales, or,
I don't know.
initial sales.
Well, didn't War do 1 million of sales?
Yeah, it was.
It
I
came
think it was over
close
a
to
million.
a million.
Age of
I
Conan
mean-
did $1 million.
Yeah, that
Did
was
it?
the other one I thought of. So,
Oh, man.
I mean,
I'm sure they'll have no problem. Yeah.
That's true then.
but if they're saying subs, do they mean they need like 2 million people annually to carry
Yeah.
this game? I don't know.
I think they need 1 million at least for the first year, and like a full year of 1 million subscriptions.
guess
I don't
that's-
know. When you look at Star Wars and BioWare, I mean, they have a real good chance of doing that.
They do. No, if anybody can have the balls to come out and say that, it's them. They have the best chance, and I'm really thinking that they do mean like an actual sub amount because of look at the amount of work that's going into that game with the voice acting and shit. I mean, EA's come out and said that this is like the biggest gaming development project ever, period. And it's soaking up a lot of money, so I would assume that they really need 2 million subs for that game. Like,
I wonder-
to support it.
I wonder if part of it is them. I mean, because when you first hear that, it sounds like, okay, they're coming out and they're putting their dick on the table and they're like, we're going to get 2 million subs because we
God.
believe in this. But I wonder if part of it is they're trying to, dampen the expectations that it doesn't need to be 11 million like WoW. It doesn't need to be the WoW killer to make money.
You
I
know
don't
what?
know.
You could be right. I mean, that
Yeah,
could be
'cause I
very.
mean-
They're not coming out and saying we're going to compete with WoW. We're saying we're going to do a percentage of what WoW does.
Yeah, well, that's something that they have to combat on a regular basis. Not like just them, but any MMO company. Because if you go to the forums for Aion, people are talking about how the game is dying, and they're trying to do anything to keep it alive. And the same thing with Warhammer, and the same thing with Age of Conan. And I suspect that for the most part, those companies have made their money back from the first year of subscriptions and initial box sales. And the rest now is just, maintenance of the game and marketing, and I think that they're still making a tidy profit. And so the thing is they got to combat it because it makes it difficult to get subscriptions if people think your game is dying.
Yeah, and that was, I always think of that example of how War was marketed in Age of Conan as these huge juggernaut games, and then they look like failures. And then look how Lotro really snuck in there, didn't get a ton of hype, and that game, I mean, the community seems to be still thriving, and from all accounts, that game's making a lot of money because they didn't have that perceived, that perception from people that they needed to have that many subscribers. And then as soon as some people start leaving a game like War or AOC, it's like dominoes falling.
Right, and when you look at Lotro, even if you're not playing the game, you can look at that. If you're in the MMO gaming at all, you can look at it and say, oh yeah, that game's doing pretty good for itself. It's not for me, but it's doing really well.
Yeah, Age of Conan's got an expansion pack out, it'll be coming out soon, and nobody thought that game would be able to expand.
Didn't
That
they?
was once out, it was dead.
Yeah. Didn't they say something about Warhammer? BioWare's working on
Yeah, there
like
was,
the team, the MMO team now.
Was it Ray Mazuka or whoever it is that, I don't know if he was the one that actually said it, but somebody from BioWare high up, I believe it was Ray, used the word expansion with an S in regards to Warhammer and its future. So it immediately threw up about a lot of, oh crap, the game's actually going to have expansions, which is, I think, even fueling people more like myself to get back in and play the game, that, yeah, this game has a future, they're going to do something with it.
Yeah,
I would
'cause-
definitely pick up an expansion and see how that changes the game.
Because, yeah, to be honest, that was very unexpected at this point.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what,
yeah,
though? From reading that article, I got the idea that it was some guy high up in the company who doesn't really know a lot about what's going on there and threw out the word expansions without really meaning expansions. Like he
Yeah,
was
it could
thinking
be
more like,
something
It could
else.
be, yeah.
yeah,
could be
like
nothing.
updates. I honestly just took it to mean he meant updates there. He doesn't actually mean an expansion.
But I guess even if it's not a boxed expansion. He is using a term as far as expanding the game in some way. I took it regardless if it's in a box or not, that it's going to be some sort of paid downloadable content. But even if it's not, it is an expansion to the game that they are coming out with, and I can only take that as a positive thing.
Yeah, you don't want to invest time and money in a game that has nothing else coming.
Yeah.
Like this. See what minds you.
See, but the strange thing is a couple of months ago, I heard that they had let go of, the last few sort of full-time developers on the game, and that everything was being outsourced now to freelancers and such. And I can't remember where I read that, and it might be just stupid speculation. But
Yeah, I think. Are you sure that you read that? Are you sure it wasn't nothing?
Are you sure that wasn't your imagination? No, I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere, and
I'm pretty sure I just typed it and read it to myself.
Yeah, I just heard that. It was on Multiplaying episode.
It was on our Skype chat.
What episode is this?
28.
my time machine works.
If you can find that, we'll put it in the show notes, but I don't think it's going to be in the show notes.
Let's just hope it's something, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel bad even if I don't end up playing Warhammer, I feel bad for the people who really love the IP and still play, and I don't know.
Well, that's a reason why I think all of us are looking at playing it again, because we love the IP.
Yep.
Yes.
That was
IP
the
is
big
awesome.
thing with us, of me getting back in, is Shannon and I have always dicked around the possibility of playing the tabletop game, and then I ended up getting a new army, and we're trying to get into playing it, and then I've read a bunch of the books of the lore, and that really is what got me. I really love that world, and want to go back and look at it with new, fresh pair of eyes. So it is sad for those people who've really put so much into this game that hopefully they get something more to look forward to and develop and change up to your T4.
Yeah, I had totally figured out that my wife would never play something like that. We were at Target the other day, and they had Axis and Allies on sale, like dirt cheap. It was like $10 or whatever, and I'm like,
I want that game, yeah.
I picked it up because I had played it once before a long ass time ago, and I picked it up and I was like, sweet, it's on sale. And I looked at it and I was like, hey, you want to play some Axis and Allies? I'll read into it and show you how to play it or whatever. And she just gave me this like upturned nose, like, you're fucking serious?
She had never been drier.
Yeah, I was like, God. I was like, yeah, okay. I put it down and then just immediately thought in my mind, I was like, okay, I was kind of hoping that was the segue into possibly being able to play Warhammer with her, but
it was like sand down there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to include you in my my likes, and she's like,
yeah, I'm good.
She goes, no, you're not. And I was like, no, seriously, I am. She's like, no, you're not.
No, that is not happening.
I bought Small World for my wife and I, and which is a board game, and
that was that TV show with that robot chick, right?
Small Wonder.
Oh yeah. Wonder.
One of the funniest message boards I was on was when Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, you guys know that show, was on.
And this guy was on the forums?
No, it was on for this local radio show, and they brought up that show, and some guy was adamantly trying to convince some other people that the chick who played the chick in Small Wonder was the Terminator in that show.
Just like 40 now.
That chick's got like 40 by now. And they were like, no, and some guys were believing him. He was so adamant.
Oh, we should start a rumor. She totally went into porn.
Yeah, that chick who played Vicky on Small Wonder, she's in porn now.
Yeah.
She did a movie with Scotty Schwartz, the kid from The Toy. He really was in porn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was an ugly kid.
The Richard Pryor toy movie?
Yeah. With Wonder Wheel.
Yeah, I love Wonder Wheel. And U.S.
The U.S. That movie was always great up until the last 20 minutes, which was such a bummer when it got all serious and took its way.
Just so crazy up until then.
Yeah, we should start a toy podcast.
Okay.
But we got to also be able to bring up references to Mask.
Well, we could
And the
just
Guild.
we could do like a random forgotten movies of the past podcast because
We do that with this one.
I was gonna say Steve and Jason could just do that.
My science project? Yes.
Rad?
Rad?
You guys bring
Absolutely.
up Rad too much. You really,
Well, because that's one of the
Monster
great
Squad,
ones.
they're remaking it.
What?
Yes.
Jesus. Oh,
you don't
God.
mess with perfection
The
like
Explorers, one of the worst movies I watched all the time.
Fuck
It was
you.
on-
Don't. No. That is one of my childhood favorite movies. Don't ever say an unkind word about Explorers.
I said I watched it a million
I
times.
think we've failed on this podcast.
Yes. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
We're going to
people.
continue this discussion elsewhere.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go. All the plants are going to die.
Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
I think that was good.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like how he just went into movies at the end.
If you haven't turned it off yet, you're going to now.
Steve and I could totally do a weekly podcast on old shitty 80s.
That's half of our podcast. I think you're right in that, though.
Yeah, didn't we spend like an hour after that one show like talking about
Yes.
just one of the guys and her tits?
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
God.
And I came back to a chat that was
all
filled
about
with
boobs.
links to porn.
Boobs. Weird 80s boobs.
Dead Workers Party Network delivers the bacon once again.